Hey there again, my beautiful peeps. This is day 3. Yes, day 3 of what it means to learn how to actually rest. What rest really looks like and why we resist it. So, in today's video, we will definitely be discussing redefining rest for women beyond sleep and productivity. So, again, I'm Veronica. Thank you for being here with me. And if the content resonates with you, please feel free to like, share, comment, and hit the notification bell. Thank you so much, and welcome back again. Alrighty, so we're going to dig into what rest really means and why so many of us resist it. So, rest is more than just sleep. Can you imagine yourself really unplugging, grounding outside or quiet journaling? Rest includes emotional, mental, social, and spiritual stillness. Rest is a reset, not just a break. Some examples of true rest. Have you, just came in and just sat near a window and just watched nature, watched the wind blow, listened to the birds, and not let your mind divert to other thoughts of, I should be doing this, or I should check my phone, and just give yourself, a good 5 minutes to decompress. That's a starting point. But rest is more than that. So let's get into why we resist rest. Can you imagine, working late or continuously working late or working overtime, working 2 to 3 jobs? Trying to multitask while you're working those jobs, or even when you're home supposed to be resting, you're sitting in bed with your phone, your tablet, you're making a grocery list, you're checking emails, or you just have that restless energy where you can't sleep. So those are some things that we want to learn to not do and divert our attention to actual rest and peace. There are some, cultural and generational conditioning around earning rest. We feel like, oh, well, if I do X, Y, Z, or if I get all 10 things done on my things to-do list, then, oh, I deserve to rest. No, you deserve to rest because you deserve to rest. If that is important to yourself, your health, your well-being, your mental, your emotional, your physical, and if you want to be around in life without stress-induced ailments such as possibly cancer, a stroke. Those are just a few examples. Sometimes, we deal with guilt, associated with pausing. Oh, I shouldn't be resting. Oh, well, someone in my household, they're still working. They're still doing this. No, we have to, learn to let go of the guilt. You deserve rest. And it's just important that you prioritize that, put that first. Then there's also the fear of facing suppressed emotions in silence. Sometimes, we do busy work, or we try to, divert our mind to other things because there are some emotions we don't want to deal with. And, sometimes there are good reasons why we don't want to deal with them. But what's more important is if you don't deal with them, sometimes you are forced to deal with them at maybe not the right moment and not the right way. So it's important to acknowledge your feelings and your emotions and, dive into them, the who, what, when, where, how, and when. You may not have all the answers at once, but that's a good point where journaling will come into play. Write down what you're feeling, your thoughts, and so on regarding those suppressed emotions. And feel free to always come back and add on, or come back and read, and that will help you process and help you heal. So, have you thought about choosing one small act of true rest? This is a good time to start thinking about that and how you can incorporate true rest into your daily life. Like I said, you can start small. Start with 5 minutes, start with 30 minutes, and, maybe create a schedule. Hey, at this time I journal. At this time, I meditate. It's about your self-care. And, it's okay to honor it without the guilt. That is a very important key. And most importantly, you do not need permission. You just need to begin. And I think now is a good time to begin. So, at this time, I just want to remind you, if you are looking for more resources, to please visit my website, softerlifebeyondtrauma.com. And it is a place where I put resources that encourages rest without shame. So, again, I thank you for spending this time with me, and I do want you to focus on rest. And like I said, today is a good day. Think about, starting small, whether that may even look like in between, break, in between work and you have a break, or if you are a person that travels for work, in between appointments or seeing a patient, take 5 minutes in your car. I like to take time out to start with gratitude. I'll start with just 10 things that I'm grateful for, because we have to realize things could be a lot worse. And if we don't value our rest and knowing that we deserve rest and that we need to indulge in rest, things can definitely get worse. So, again, please start today, start tonight, but I encourage you to start as soon as possible. And think of some ways that, you can incorporate rest and make it a priority. Feel free to comment if you're needing some suggestions. And most importantly, if you haven't reached out to receive your 10 tips to living a simpler life, please send an email to me, and you will be able to click on a link and be able to receive those free tips. And my email address is lifebeyondtrauma411@gmail.com. Again, that's lifebeyondtrauma411@gmail.com. Again, thank you so much for stopping in. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And day 4, it will be on emotional boundaries and peace protection, another important key. So, again, thank you, and please enjoy the rest of your evening, morning, day, depending on when you're watching. And know that with intention, you will get to where you want to be and living that softer, peaceful life. All right, on that note, be blessed, and remember to always be a blessing to others. Thank you, and bye for now.